Hello and welcome back to CCTV, live from the riverbank, where all life came from and where all life will return someday.
What are those rivers called? That valley, the river valley that life started in, Mesopotamia?
A cradle of life?
Yeah, there's the two rivers that is with the Tigris and the Euphrates, I think, right?
That's where we are. You can hear the background of the, what is that, the 110?
Yeah.
A little background audio. We got the river water running. I mean, this is white noise at its finest in Los Angeles County. And here we are, under a gray sky.
Yeah,
we actually
sucks.
Huh?
This sucks.
What does?
The noise?
It sucks for you?
City?
Yeah. You don't like it?
No.
It smells like spray paint.
Because it's not even like a natural river formation. Like nothing about this is authentic.
I mean, well, it depends on.
Go ahead.
It's authentic because they built it here. You know, it's authentic to the people that had to settle Los Angeles, and they said we need
the excavated rocks here that are just left in ruins.
Guess what? Human civilization, is that not authentic? Because we're not all sitting in a mud pit, clapping our fucking rocks together. Is that not authentic? It's just civilization.
It kind of depends on you, dude.
I think that's true. We weren't supposed to be down here. There's a padlock around the gate because they're worried about it starting to rain and then flooding and drowning all of us. But there was
floodgate.
Matt noticed there was just someone had rolled up the chain link fence like a blind. We just walked through the hole there.
Yeah, you just cut through it because they said gates aren't going to stop us from drowning.
Yeah, or spray painting.
And that to me is like peak human existence.
Peak human existence.
Yeah.
Speaking of progress and civilization, just want to kick things off right off the bat with our first sponsor, MeUndies. I mean, we don't have a bunch of leaves stuck to our bodies, okay?
Is that authentic? I got this stuck to my body right here.
I got this stuck to my body.
Because it's got a nice tight fit.
We're in like
my crotchal region.
This is like us conversationally and thematically.
Why?
You got bright red.
Yes.
And I got just black.
Okay.
And right now, it's like we're on two different wavelengths.
I don't have MeUndies on right now, sadly, but I wish I did. I want like a blue. You're
wearing your nice shoes again, I noticed.
There are two types of dudes in the world. Those that go through the gate and those that go over the fence. This is the actual address.
Is it actually?
It's very appropriate.
Oh my God.
Well, after years of research and countless experiments with seasoned underwear scientists, MeUndies now is an option for both with their new boxer briefs with a fly. It took a while, but now men from both sides of the aisle can enjoy the world's softest undies. In this specific scenario, they're talking about putting your dick through your underwear to pee or pulling, going over
like the
top.
Yeah.
Oh.
I pull it down to my ankles.
Yeah.
And then you lift your shirt up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a toddler, absolutely. Listen, MeUndies, I'm a longtime sponsor of CCTV and the channel at large. These undies are so soft they make Bob Ross's voice sound like Gilbert Gottfried. Wow. MeUndies uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is a full 3 times softer than cotton. That's really soft. Not only will you feel like your loins are being hugged by joy itself, but MeUndies gives you multiple style options for both men and women. If you've never seen them before, they got all kinds of fun styles. They're always sending you something new. What are some recent ones? We had Star Wars. We had a Game of Thrones inspired dragon one. I just got one that's just breakfast. And God, I love breakfast. So I got some eggs, I got some waffles, got some avocado toast. Real good looking. And men can now try the new boxer brief with fly. It's the same great cut as boxer briefs with just a hole for number 1 now. Or you could put them on backwards and go number 2 if you're really feeling like daring. That's thinking outside the box. MeUndies is also the go-to for the softest loungewear on the planet. Hang out in their super comfy lounge pants and onesies. Yes, they make onesies and they're incredible. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners for any first-time purchasers. You've been listening, you're like, all right, fine. I'm gonna get me some MeUndies. Time to change things up. All right, when you sign up for the first time, you get 15% off and free shipping. That's 15% off a pair of the most comfortable undies you will ever put on. That's pretty good. To get 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/CCTV. That's MeUndies.com/CCTV. Listen, with the exception of a pair of ramen underwear I bought at Target on a lark, they're pretty much all the underwear that I own. Super soft, super great. I love them. And they love to sponsor this channel. So if you're looking for some new underwear, dude, you get it. Save that money. Back to the show. Just like that.
Beautiful.
I have 2 topics I'd like to touch on today, but it's not about me.
Who's it about?
About us. It's about the
us.
joy of hanging out together and sharing some quality time with the audience in an informal, conversational tone. So if you got stuff on your mind, you want to, you still got some sleep in your eyes, so I feel like maybe you're...
No, that's just my eyes.
They're naturally?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, if you're feeling awake, if you're feeling conversational, or if you're feeling not, that's the beauty of it. Same for you.
You have any topics you wanted to touch on before his?
These are also my eyes normally.
Pretty.
What?
You don't have any sleep in your eyes.
I don't have any sleep in my eyes?
You look alert.
I look
it's the day
alert?
I met you, which probably actually was not very alert.
Yeah, it's about 6 hours worth of sleep, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, dude. Whatever you want to talk about, man. The floor is yours.
No, you guys have nothing on your minds, really. Just feeling good.
The Game of Thrones. I get that on my mind, but people, get mad for spoilers. Game of Thrones, talk about it. We can't really talk about it because there's a distinct group of people that don't watch it that make up a vocal majority of Twitter, where an episode comes out and they're immediately on to say, I've never watched a Game of Thrones episode in my life. What's all this Game of Thrones stuff about? I don't watch this stuff. I never watch Game of Thrones. Does that make me weird? Am I weird for not watching Game of Thrones? There's that portion of people, and there's the people that watch the episode the day it comes out, like no questions asked, and they're already live tweeting it. They're tweeting after. They're putting memes on Instagram. It's unavoidable. And now season 8, it's the final season. Everything's just unavoidable. You cannot avoid Game of Thrones spoilers the hour it premieres. It is just undoable. That 6 o'clock hits Pacific time, I gotta put my phone down because Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you're on, even group chat, just something like our friends, you already got me. Whoa! Did you see that? No, because if I did, I'd be seeing it. I wouldn't be reading something as I'm seeing it.
Some people live tweet the episodes, but those people are scum. Do they really enjoy it? If you're like...
Yeah, people get on the memes really fast, I notice.
And they're not even like very good memes. They're like, look, here's a picture of Arya Stark. Did you guys see last weekend's Game of Thrones? A picture of Arya Stark with like a surprise emoji. Is that a meme?
What?
Is that...
I don't
know what you're talking about. I see a lot of good memes afterwards.
Do you see a lot of good memes? Okay.
There's some pretty decent. We go on Reddit, there's some good ones.
I haven't seen a very good memes. Mostly they're just pictures with just a really lame caption as to referencing the previous episode. But there's good memes out there, I'll stand corrected.
Go on r/freefolk. Some pretty good ones there.
That's a good one.
We were on it, one of our roulette things.
Yeah, I go on there all the time. It's great. We've got some good ones there. Well, I think we should, if you want to talk about Game of Thrones spoilers, I think we should do that at the tail end of this.
There's no way to win though. But I think the last season of this show in particular is a bit like the Super Bowl. Like if you're not going to watch the Super Bowl, it's live TV, it's live event television. You can't be mad when later on you see a post about some funny thing a football player did. You don't want to know what the score was of the Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl. That's the time to watch it. It airs at a certain time, and either you care about the Super Bowl and you're going to watch it, or you can't. You missed it because you were at work. But then you save yourself your DVR, and you're like, all right, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's just life.
I feel like with TV, the acceptable period of time for putting out spoilers is a lot shorter than like a movie. For Endgame, it was 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
I think, but then TV shows, it's like the same night of,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because everybody can have that global experience of watching the Super Bowl, but you can't really necessarily have that global. Even a movie, it's like what showing was it? Oh, I had to book this showing. I had to book this showing.
Yeah.
Da.
A lot of movies break embargoes depending on the country too. Like I have a friend in the Czech Republic, and she said that like Detective Pikachu, which is not even out yet, currently is already out there, and like same thing happened with Endgame, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like a lot harder to. Because when a TV show premieres, it premieres like that moment of everywhere, right? So,
how do they have the bandwidth for the servers for that? I just thought about that.
HBO's bandwidth.
Yeah, like that's a lot of live plays going on at once.
And they've gotten much better at it. There were a couple seasons ago where you'd try to tune in right at 6 sometimes. You'd be fighting people, or but the system wouldn't be. But now it's like, spend that money.
Yeah.
Not on quality control for the episodes necessarily, you know, Starbucks cup or whatever gets through, but, you know, server technology is there. It's like World of Warcraft.
Would you have caught the Starbucks cup in a quality control
It's hard to say.
review?
It's hard to say, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, do I catch a lot of errors in our videos? Yes.
Well, here's the thing.
But
okay.
that's my job. That's not my job to...
If you're watching a video like the playback, you're not necessarily watching for like script errors or like dialogue. Maybe you are, I guess. I feel like they must have different people controlling different levels of the quality control process. You can't be the guy that's listening to make sure the actors didn't fuck up, but also make sure that like at the same time there's nothing left in the scene. Like you cannot do both. So you must have people that's like either do it once where you're checking for stuff, checking for consistency in scenes and whatever, checking to make sure people have the right outfits, whatever, all the right cuts were used. Because even like when I was learning about movies back in the day, and you took filming as a major, right? At some point in time,
I went to film
didn't
school.
they teach you about like the takes, like how in the movie processing days they'd have multiple takes on the VHS, and you'd have to give the editor you were like the guy that would control the good takes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're like,
No, I'm waiting for the rest of your point. I'm listening, yes.
no, just more like, just even back then they had a like serious
system.
dedicated level to quality control where like
On a visual
you'd
level
watch
especially,
a
yeah.
take over and over again to make sure it was good before you gave it to the editor, and then he would obviously can fucking look at it and see like, no, this is shit, or you know, use whatever ones he has a pool of. So I don't know.
It's really weird in that particular scenario, these hummingbirds floating over the river there.
Aw.
Oh, hey there, friend. Like we're in a Disney movie. Oh, yeah, there you go. Just more weird that, all right, you're on set. Obviously, it's a huge feast room scene. There's tons of shit. You got to get everything out of there. But, like, none of the PAs, none of the actors. Amelia Clark's sitting there with their Starbucks cup in front of her. Okay, this take's going. Okay, she didn't notice. No one noticed. No one around her noticed. The costuming, wardrobe, props didn't notice. Director didn't notice. AC didn't notice. Cinematographer didn't notice. Okay, cool. We wrapped the scene soon enough. All right, the assistant editor putting the shot didn't notice. Editor himself uses that take, didn't notice. Everyone who watched the scene, the directors watched the color grading. That's like a lot of people for that to get through. Even the guy who uploads the episode to HBO and is like, oh, good, I get to watch it early. Just nobody was looking. And then somebody that night off goes to take a piss, pauses it, and while they're taking a piss, their girlfriend's looking at the TV for a second and is like, what the fuck is that, a Starbucks cup? It's just crazy. That's like winning the lottery of like getting something like that through that much stuff. So
Yeah, there's so many levels. That's exactly what I thought too, is that it's a multi-million-dollar show with so many checks and balances to go through before, like, for that specific scene. I feel like surely it had to have been an editor decision to choose that scene. That, like, because I'm sure they probably noticed it.
Shirley. Was it the...
Shut the fuck up. Surely they had different takes, but the cup wasn't there. I'm sure somebody noticed it and took it away. But they ended up still using that. That was probably an earlier take, I feel. And they still ended up using that take, which I don't know.
because you could say, like, if it was the only good take and they made a conscious decision to use it, then they would have went ahead and deleted that cup the way they now have done now. Like,
Right,
they went
yeah,
back.
CGI, right?
So it had to have been a mistake, unless they just didn't want to spend the money or time on it that no one would notice,
Yeah.
which doesn't seem possible.
Really, it was Danny's fault. I mean, it's her fucking cup, dude. All right, it's a conspiracy. It was her cup. She must have been in. The director was probably talking to John. All right, John, for this scene, look over, like, laugh a little bit. You know, we're gonna have you be grabbed around a little bit, muscled around. She's like, fucking sitting away, sipping away. And then the director's like, all right, get ready. And she puts the cups down. You know, not thinking about it. Action. She has to, like, look at the camera. You know what I mean? Her fault. Very unprofessional.
She was in the zone. She knows that her background reactions are a big part of that scene. Everyone's like, John, you'd be the best king. She's supposed to be like, I'm sad. So she's in that zone.
Yes, it promoted a lot of fuel for a lot of articles.
I saw photos of Sophie Turner with a Starbucks cup, and people are theorizing that she planted it to sabotage her.
It's a meta show plot.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty crazy.
Very interesting.
Wow.
How about assistant to Miss Clark? Who's that? Who gets that credit on that episode of Game of Thrones? Okay, because that's the person who dropped the ball. They're like, here's your coffee, Amelia. Oh, you done? You want me to get out? Oh, you're still working on it? Okay.
Honestly, Starbucks not jumping on this with full fucking force is the most baffling part about this to
They
me.
had a response to it on Twitter.
What did they say? They're like, hell yeah.
They said, well, we hope she was drinking like the dragon drink or something. I don't remember what it was. It was something.
Well, I
weird.
was
Queen
more
of
so-
pumpkin spice.
Yeah,
More
I
so,
know.
I was saying that like they should just create like a Game of Thrones branded coffee as a result of all this, and I think that would be like a good like, haha, but also like good crossover to promote their brand. People they don't do that type of shit anymore. It's always like behind some like, I don't know, activist like message, like it'll be like hashtag me too, like whatever's the current like thing that's currently happening on the internet. Like there's always a company that will jump right behind it and follow suit. None of like the fun stuff anymore. Remember the red cups that Starbucks used to have that pissed everyone off because it basically Christmas was ruined as a result of it?
Yeah.
Nothing like that, man. No funny campaigns.
And like Avengers partnered with a lot of different shit. I remember that like they partnered
Fortnite, there we go. That was the last good one. That's the last good collaboration. Yeah, Fortnite and Marvel.
They did like a Geico ad at one point too, I think. Which is like way out there. So,
Geico, dude, killing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember like I watched like a World of Warcraft Toyota commercial a long time ago, dude.
Remember the Night Elf Mohawk?
True.
Remember that? Mr. T?
Mr. T.
But they used to
You
do a
want
few
your
of those.
Night Elf Mohawk.
Yeah.
When World of Warcraft was at its peak and the celebrities were like,
Oh, yeah.
hey guys,
William Shatner.
not only am I really cool on set of my show, but I'm also a gamer. I play a shaman or whatever, and it's just like this whole thing. Which I don't even know if that was even legit. Like, does Mr. T play a Night Elf Mohawk in World of Warcraft?
Mr. T doesn't know how to operate a computer.
All right, well that I guess answers that age-old mystery.
Hard to say, you know. A lot of famous actors play it though.
Now,
Mila Kunis.
still,
I don't know now.
still?
Now.
yeah, maybe back in the day, and they got to like level 10 and were like, they had to go to the next multi-million-dollar movie, but. Yeah, I've heard about like celebrities low key like lurking in different communities and stuff like that. That stuff's always interesting to me. For a while, 4chan thought that Taylor Swift was a lurker in their threads because of some of the pictures that were posted, or like no one could find the same type of pictures
4chan?
Yeah, 4chan.
Seems like wishful thinking.
It was a while ago, and there was this big thing about it where it's like she secretly lurks here, guys, because look at all these things that she said, and look at this picture that was posted on here. Like, it's not on any of her like public stuff. Like, it was a big thing about it. But
yeah, I remember that.
then I think eventually she's like, what's 4chan, and that kind of solved that. So
The response I would expect.
yeah,
What? The fuck are you talking about? Wow.
It's kind of like when I play World of Warcraft and someone's like, hey, you're that guy from Cow Chop, and I'm like, yeah, I play this game too, guys. I'm just like you.
Then you don't play WoW anymore? What do people find you on?
They find me on a Grand Theft Auto roleplay server playing with a bunch of other streamers, so they won't find me anywhere realistically, except unless they click this link right here that they're watching, or one of the other 1,700 things that we've done together.
You don't play anything for your own enjoyment.
My
That's
own
what you're
enjoyment?
saying. That's what I mean, right? Doesn't have to be while you're streaming.
I got a dog.
I catch you at the Vons.
I have a girlfriend.
He's grown out of his
multiple
little boy
jobs. I don't have
pants.
time to
Oh, man.
play games for
no longer a casual gamer.
Damn.
That's woof. That's the reality check for this audience.
Maybe when Saskia goes back to Europe,
You play board games with her.
it's true.
You're more
That's
of a board
that's
game
not-
guy these days.
Why you putting me down like
I'm
that?
not. I'm just stating objective.
There's some good board
statement.
games out
Okay,
there, dude.
I didn't say there
Ever since
wasn't.
we started the board game show and we changed the channel completely over to only play board games, I have done a lot of my due diligence and I have found some pretty intricate stuff out there. It's no longer the days of Monopoly, dude. The industry kept going forward. I thought it ended there. I thought Yahtzee was peak. Turns out you got games like Gloomhaven. Can you believe it?
You guys have been talking about Gloomhaven in our group chat for like months. I don't even.
Yeah, and
is
we're still going to talk
Gloomhaven?
about it for months, okay? And we've invited you to it, and you've declined because apparently you're not a board gamer. You're more of like a bug guy now. You're bug guy Brett. There's all kinds
I like
of good
board
stuff
games,
out
but
there.
that's like It's just a whole commitment.
Yes.
And the commitment
It
for
is.
me begins with I have to drive to Franklin Village, find parking at Rob Talbert's fucking dumbass apartment. And that for me is already usually the deal breaker.
Right.
Much less.
There's a
We're playing
there's
Gloomhaven.
a carpool app, car sharing app available.
I just don't want to go to Franklin Village.
You think I want to go to Franklin Village?
I don't know, do you? You go there a lot. You are passionate about.
I go there a lot.
Maybe I've been playing
That's a
board
lot
games
by your
longer than
standards.
you, so maybe I just got jaded. Maybe that's it. Because I was doing D&D for a while before, and I'm just like, I had to do. Then we brought it to this channel. Maybe this channel.
Killed
It's
it for
not
you
really
again?
true. It's not true. We played that game yesterday, and that was really fun. We were playing it off camera, so I can't say we do things because we want to still on this channel. And that brings me to my next topic, but only after I do an ad read.
Okay.
Guess what, guys?
What?
I forgot my brewmate. I brought it home because I was using it, and I did not bring it back. Sometimes I have to bring stuff to the office. I was like, oh, we got our new merch. I forgot my brewmate. I also don't have the Swan. It'd be sitting in my Swan cup holder. I'd be drinking out of my brewmate. But you saw it on that episode we went to Matt's house. Let's talk about brewmate. Excuse me. Don't you just love warm alcohol?
No.
No, that's. What do you mean?
Wait.
Maybe like a.
What do you know about alcohol?
I have no taste, no preference either way.
Maybe some mulled wine. That's about it. A hot toddy. That's about it. Neither did Dylan, the founder of Brewmate. He didn't love that warm alcohol. That's why he made it Brewmate's mission to shake up the beverage industry for the better. Brewmate's stylish, insulated drinkware is designed to keep your favorite beverages ice cold all day long. Whatever your taste in beer, wine, or spirits, Brewmate makes sure every sip is the perfect temperature. So it's great. It just depends on whatever you got. I need to bust out some good whiskey for my whiskey tasters, but I know that's going to be good. Sometimes you worry like what you're drinking out of, it's going to affect the taste if it's like aluminum, especially if you're drinking whiskey or something. But now with Brewmate, you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't affect the taste at all. So
You've been drinking whiskey recently too, on top of all the other stuff.
on top of all the other stuff,
Yeah.
what do
That you put into your.
Yeah. I love to, end of a day, go home. If you got some good whiskey, Joel Rubin had gifted me some really, really good whiskey for dog sitting for him when they were having their baby. And this would have been perfect.
That is the most 30-year-old thing I have ever heard you say.
Listen, board games, you're next. Next thing you know, you're going to be busting out your Contagion board game for the night.
By the time I'm next, you're going to be you're going to be into the 4 zeros, dude. Okay?
That's what's scary.
Keep that in
because
mind.
you can see what's right ahead on the road for you. And it's me and Rob Talbot.
That is really fucking scary.
But when I look forward in the future, all I see is a dark wood with no light in sight. I'm wandering into the forest. Who's looking out for me? Nobody. Spooky.
Broomy.
Anyways,
Broomy's looking out for
if you
you.
want to get something to look out for you, it's Brewmate, okay? So, how do you get yourself some of that sweet glassware? Well, don't settle for warm alcohol. Chill out with your favorite drinks all day long with Brewmate when you visit brewmate.com and enter code CCTV to get 15% off your first order. That's 15% off your first order when you go to brumate.com and enter code CCTV. They got a lot of great options on there. You can pick whatever style. If you're going for a funky urban vibe, you're Lindsay over here, ooh, I'm a stylish young lady. If you're looking for that wood finish, I'm alone in the cabin thinking about my mortality, I'm this is what I want. I want the smell of cedar wood to usher me to my next life. So be it. 15% off, save that money, get that good. Thank you, Brewmate, for sponsoring this Always Strange podcast and this Always Strange channel. One of two things I just wanted to bring up, just conversationally. It's not a big deal. It's just something to talk about. I see on the subreddit, I got my eyes on it every now and again. When I'm feeling good, maybe I need to get knocked down a peg. Feeling that ego, need that ego check for the week. I'll see a consistent post I see is they throw up the subs, and they're like, "Is this it? What the fuck? What are we gonna do, boys? The subs are going down. God, this is it. Look at it. Those subs, they're gone. That's it. The channel's done." And I just wanted to say, for those people stressing about that, don't stress, baby. Because we probably weren't going to hit 1 million subs anyway.
Oh, man.
If I'm being real with you.
Truth comes out.
If I'm being real with you, and then we look back to James' era Couch Hop with us, everybody here, everybody, doing their thing. It's not like, that was not like the exponential curve. They've been like that for a long time. It was we were definitely in some months you get a little boost, some months you get a little down. YouTube, the winds blow. Maybe in that era, if we had done a concerted, dedicated, all hands on deck, PewDiePie versus T-Series, here we go, we gotta get it, tell Funhaus, ring the fucking bells, then maybe, and we did that for the next 8 months, maybe we would have hit 1 million. Maybe.
Yeah, even when I first came here, like more than a year ago, by that point subs were already, like the growth was very minimal, it seemed like we hit 900K in what, like August or October, something like around that time?
Probably.
I think like around that time, and even before James left, it was like the subs were already, the growth was very, very, very slow. So
yeah. So now, you're saying in the aftermath, James abandons us. We're just here, cleaning up the mess, doing our job. Somebody's got to do it. But like, am I like losing sleep at night now? Or I'm like, we lost another 200 subs yesterday. Of the 900,000 subs of the channel, of which, on a good day, 100,000 are actually watching. Where are those missing 800,000? What are their lives like? What are they doing with their time? Is it truly that much of a roulette game every time we upload a video, where like 100 of them, they come here? I don't think so.
it's very inconsistent 100,000 too, it seems, because there's a lot of people who comment stuff like saying like, oh, I haven't seen a video in days. This is like the best thing I've seen. But then you'll have various like similar view counts for a lot of videos in a week. But it seemed like, it does come from just kind of like random parts of the audience. It's not like the same 100,000. There are definitely a lot of like repeating viewers, but it seems like it's always like a different 100,000 people.
You're right, and you can even see Reddit posts that are like that.
Yeah.
There'll be one post where it's like, can we get Lawrence on the channel before it goes away? Come on guys, let's get Lawrence out here, let's go. And I'm like, boom, Spice Gauntlet 3, I got you, honey. And then everyone's like, all right, feels good. And the next post is like, the low effort and negativity from this group. If Brett's just gonna shit on the fandom forever, I don't even know why I'm here. I mean, I am here, and I'll be here till the end, talking shit, but I'm mad, I don't like it. And so it's like, even post to post, there's just a lot of different points of view.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful, you know what? I'm glad you're all here. But also, if you're feeling like you're a hostage and you have to watch until the end, you're not enjoying it, I release you from service, my friend. I bless you. I send you on your way. I give you the holy water blessing, and I say thank you for all you've done. But don't feel like you have to. Enjoy your life. If it's affecting you negatively, you're in a feedback loop of bad nostalgia, you can't get that fix anymore, there's something out there for you that's gonna make you feel good. And I get it. I kiss you on your forehead and I say, go for it. But don't sweat those subs, because it's not, there's no magic spell we cast now where we're like, yeah. Even if it was all of us, even if we merged with some other powerhouse, I don't think there's any guarantee, so don't worry about it, guys. That's
Lindsay, I don't know, seductive ASMR at 1 million subs?
How would you describe your voice?
Lindsay's nasally vocal fry, ASMR, erotic.
Nasal can be seductive though. Remember that show, The Nanny, with Fran Drescher?
Franny?
That's nasal vocal.
That's hella nasal.
That's hella nasal. You think people didn't think she was hot?
No. People thought she was hot?
Did you see her?
I mean, physically.
She was
but I mean,
hot.
like, not because of her voice. Surely not because of her voice.
In spite of.
Like, Franny's not going to be doing the Nanny ASMR anytime soon.
Bedtime stories with...
Yeah. Ew. No.
Tuck yourself into bed. We'll get that in the Calm app soon. Yeah, we could promise really anything you want. My point we're just out here doing the work. You know, it's got to be done. What do? We abandon everything. We all say we quit too. You know, nobody gets taken care of. We just fucking set on fire. No, we're just here doing our thing, having some fun. Gosh, let's have a few laughs on the way out the door.
What's your next topic?
You over it? Next topic is, thanks for worried about where we're going next, but it ain't Funhaus. See that a lot too.
Yeah, a lot of people still want you guys to transfer over.
I guess I get it. You're kind of like, all right,
I'm already
well.
talking to Bruce.
You've been talking to Bruce? Yeah, you going over there? Dude, you're not even gonna be in the same fucking state. What are you talking about? You're gonna start Funhaus.
What are you talking
Funhaus,
about, dude?
Dallas,
I'm gonna
Fort Worth.
swing down over to Century City, dude. Century City, Los Angeles.
I get why this suggestion exists, but Funhaus has their own problems.
I get it for you, though.
Rooster teeth. You get it for me because I'm just one of the.
For me, I'm just like, you know, I'm not there yet.
What?
The retirement home.
I mean, still, you know, I'm more like.
Tell me what you're like, old man.
I'm trying to think here. What's the new young group? More like I could be like in.
Off canny. Try again.
Yeah, let's go with that one. I was gonna say Jake Paul's crew, but yeah.
You think you're a team tenor?
Yeah, you know, whatever, dude. I don't mind playing for, like, you know, the bad team every once in a while. You know, I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. So
you're playing for the bad team. You didn't recruit us, but you joined the bad team. Okay, all right.
Yes, I did recruit you guys, and now you're here, and we're in this together. You know? Especially you.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially.
I mean, this is all I've done, so.
This is all you've got. If you leave too early, dude, I'll make a, you know, I'll say a bunch of shit. It's probably not even true, but I'll just say a bunch of shit.
About me?
Yeah. Just talk about how, you know, just misogynist, like,
bro,
just
that's
all
not
kinds
even true.
of stuff. It'll be a really long video. Over 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not very consistent with making videos, so I don't think you have to worry about that. Be like 4 months later, maybe. You get around to it. When's that Ice video dropping?
Was it the only two topics you had? Was just
I wasn't done with Funhaus.
Okay.
I was just saying, look, remember they brought Alana on? That was a whole thing. They have a budget. They can't just they're not the Pound. They don't just pick up stray dogs off the street.
Would you even want to do another, like, do you see yourself in the future doing, like, YouTube things related to the platform like you're doing now? Content creation for YouTube?
YouTube that's tough. I think it doesn't suggest that there's much potential if, like, the only thing I could think to do after this is, like, I gotta join Funhaus. It's the same thing. I gotta fill the slot. Otherwise, it's the highway for me. I gotta get over there and record Sea of Thieves with Bruce and Adam. No, I wouldn't want to do that. You know, respect those guys and that, obviously, that vibe they've got. I don't know that Lindsay would. You know, Lindsay, would you join Funhaus when this ends if they offered you a job? What would you want to do at Funhaus? That's all this podcast is about. They're not hiring.
Like you said, they're not in town.
I think YouTube is tough. You guys really. I mean, it doesn't matter as much for you right now because you got the luxury of taking it at your own pace, right? It's not like 9 people. Like, ooh, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard to start a new thing on YouTube and rely on that. I feel like the next thing I work on would have to be more than just YouTube. There's a lot of stuff for live that's interesting and exciting and stuff, but it's hard. It's hard bringing anything to whatever you envision it to be and how it functions, and then you put it on these platforms and you're like, oh, this week in bullshit. Oh, okay, well, I kind of hampered that or did this, so I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot, obviously, especially like doing that side stuff for Ignite, where it's like we're kind of trying out a lot of stream technology stuff and things we could do, and I'm learning a lot for like a theoretical next creative project, but it's hard. Do you feel like you going off to do Twitch, right? Let's say this ends, you've already got a thing you've got on the side. Do you feel constrained creatively by having that as like your main thing, or are you going to want to branch out, or you think there's just stuff you could do within that you haven't done?
What sucks about like, and I've talked about it already on like my live streams, is that it's more rewarding doing the live streams nowadays. Only purely because, like, you know, we put a lot of effort into the cow chop stuff. A lot of effort goes into it, from the conception to the actual shooting to then the actual, you know, post-production stuff. There's like a lot of things go into an idea, and when you put it out and the payoff is like, you know, obviously positive engagements are always awesome, but positive engagement doesn't pay the lease and pay the bills and etc. So it's more like, you know, obviously it's a group project, but let's say even like if I post my own stuff, there's a lot of work that goes into it, where live streaming is kind of like you're already working as soon as you hit live, you know what I mean? And then your work ends when you stop. That's it. There's no, there could be planning obviously, but there's no like, what am I going to do with the video afterwards? What am I going to turn it into? What am I going to, you know, when I post it and stuff like that. So as much as I like YouTube, it's just right now it's I don't know, a lot of people are struggling with it, you know. Even the big guys like will post like, I've been demonetized several times this week, you know, YouTube's still doing this thing. And when you see that, it's like, it's kind of discouraging, because when we started Cow Chop, like we already knew that stuff was edgy, but that's what we like doing. And so when it got hit with all edgy stuff is going to be like thoroughly looked at through like a fine magnifying glass, it's like there's even less room for us to exist and grow, and YouTube actively like suppresses that. We talked a lot about that on our podcast with Kraken.
Yeah.
But it's, I guess, in summary, doing the streaming and, you know, seeing a better, whether it's payout or just a better reception for it and less work is a lot more exciting and attractive than, I'm gonna slam my face against a cardboard, you know, whatever wall for 10 hours a day and hopefully something sticks to that, you know what I mean? YouTube seems like you have to put in a lot of work, and it is that way. It's kind of been that way for a while. But no longer the days of just recording a Let's Play, putting it up, and you're all set for the next like 3 weeks. Like those days are long gone. You know, people want the next big piece of content, the next big $20,000 hamburger versus $1 McDonald's burger, like reviews, that type of stuff. And if you don't have the stamina for it, you're gonna burn out pretty quick. Especially, and if you don't have the passion for it, that's probably the biggest thing. So,
yeah.
What's weird is that there are people still doing that type of content, right? Like I had the Cow Chop account on Twitter will send me random notifications for things people tweet, right?
Yeah.
And I woke up this morning to read this. It was a tweet from Jeff Ramsey. It said, just filmed the first 2 episodes of the Minecraft 102 with, you know, their crew. Can't remember the last time I had that much fun, da-da-da-da-da. I mean, they're still doing those Let's Play style things in their audience. You know, they found that insular world. So it's like you either got to build like planet Let's Play and protect it and guard it of like...
It's surprising to me too, because I've never been very attached to like the kind of gaming content stuff. Like it's been, especially nowadays, I feel like there's just so much on YouTube that you can watch that's not just like watching dudes play a video game. That, I mean, to me personally, it's just like I don't find the appeal. So it's surprising to me that they still do so well with that. But I guess because I thought that the audience, at least for Cow Chop specifically, I feel like our audience kind of shifted away from that content, hence why we haven't been making a lot of gameplay stuff. But
or we do, and then no one will watch it, and we're like, all right, well, here it is. If you wanted it,
you get a very vocal few that say like, we really missed the gameplay, and then like we'll do gameplay, and then nobody watches it, and it's like, okay.
And I thought about that too. Sorry to cut you off, but like when we did the James and I played that like yarn people game.
Oh, Unraveled.
That was
Unraveled.
cute. That got
But
destroyed.
then, but then I was thinking even that like, okay, maybe just the series wasn't fun. But then James brought back the Let's Go stuff, and that was live action, like going out shooting stuff for the episode, then to come back and actually shoot that like the episode. Like that's a lot of work. And so when we put it up and people are like, I'm not really interested in this anymore, you're like, okay, you know, that's not fun to do. You know, it's not fun to go through all that when people are just gonna be like, well, whatever. Like, I don't really want to watch the gameplay stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
You want to give them
sucks,
what they
you know?
want. So, but then yeah, it's kind of like, oh, you're like, oh, you didn't want it? You kind of wanted it?
yeah, like
You
I
don't know?
personally don't want to go to Santa Monica, you know, the pier, and make an asshole out of myself for like 2 hours.
Those are great. I think people that watch them really like them, like the Echo Park episode.
That's how I feel about when we did the Let's Play. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whoa, it's a Let's Play. Mm-hmm. Like all that. Like that was some pretty peak. I feel like content there that like really, I feel like was underrated in some way. Only because not a lot of people saw it because they probably assumed it was something else. And I already talked about all that for years.
We got too meta with the not we, but I think the too meta on the thumbnails and stuff, where it was like inadvertently creating something that was like really, it didn't draw you in.
We like ourselves killed it by making it so like underground that people literally didn't even want to click on it.
Yeah,
because of,
the thumbnail will have red brick and be really ugly, and it'll say of Shrek, a reference to something.
It was like different thumbnails with different brick walls, and the first 3 episodes are going to be labeled the same as the rest of the series where we drive to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
all that stuff.
Lindsay says I have to read the next ad read really fast.
Yeah,
but
go for it.
Put a pause on this for 1 second.
I did some of the thumbnails for that one, I remember.
Yeah.
I took like the latter half of it.
Yeah. Wow. My timeline is all fucked up for that stuff. Listen, our third sponsor today, Robinhood. Robinhood, keeping it real with us. That investing app that makes it simple and easy. If you're a first-time investor, you want to enter the adult world of saying, listen, it's time to spend money and invest in things and do financial management. Wow, I can do it. If only I had a way to make it simple and accessible. Guess what? It's Robinhood. It's really easy. It's great. Robinhood is the investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free, which is pretty rare out there, honestly. While other brokerages charge up to $10 for every trade, Robinhood doesn't charge any commission fees, so you can trade stocks and keep all your profits. There is no account minimum deposit needed to get started, so you can start investing at any level. The simple, intuitive design of Robinhood makes investing easy for newcomers and experts alike. You can view easy-to-understand charts and market data and place a trade in just 4 taps on your smartphone. You can also view stock collections, such as 100 most popular, female CEOs, anything that you're sort of naturally interested in. You can find something that, fits your needs and your desires, and then, you can support those companies, invest in those companies. Maybe you're following Netflix versus Disney Plus. Okay, well, and then Disney Plus made their big announcement and their stock went up, and then Netflix went down, but Netflix is still going to be competitive. That would have been a good time maybe to get some of that investing in there while it's a little cheaper before it bounces back up. Great.
Yeah, I'm checking my Snapchat stock right now. It's down.
Snapchat is down.
It's down.
Damn.
I haven't.
My singular stock, hey, if I ever want to get about $11, cash out anytime I want.
I don't get Snapchat's approach. They've always been like this. I don't get their whole approach to what? We're unintuitive and we don't talk about anything. We got some new filters. What? Why don't you want to invest in this? Are you an idiot? It's just try a little harder on the PR side, guys. I was on Snapchat before I ever started doing Instagram stories, and then I just got so annoyed with their whole process that I just left.
They had those glasses for a little bit.
We bought
the Snapchat glasses.
we bought them.
Oh, the Snap glasses?
They didn't go anywhere. There was no. It was like Google Glass. They were just like, it's over now. I was like, oh. With Robinhood, learn how to invest in the market as you build your portfolio. You can have conversations like this with your friends. Good stuff. Discover new stocks, trade your favorite companies, and get custom notifications for price movements so you never miss the right moment to invest. Robinhood is giving listeners of CCTV a free stock like Apple, Ford, or Sprint to help you build your portfolio. Sign up at cctvpodcast.robinhood.com. That's cctvpodcast, altogether, .robinhood.com. Get out there. Do a little investing, drop a few bucks in there, just try it. It's kind of a fun introduction to the whole world, and, Lord knows, it's a big world of financial investing out there, so Great. Thank you, Robin Hood. We appreciate you. Well, it's a Let's Play. Could have been better, but I understand what you mean. That obviously was quite an undertaking, and then,
What's kind of my point, I guess, wrapping back to the streaming platform now, where we could have done the whole thing from like the streaming aspect. And I think that would have gone infinitely better, just because there would have been at least hype and people would see like we're actively streaming from the RV. But also just like, I think of how much effort and work went into that versus, again, like how much effort and work I put into just going home and like turning on my computer and just live streaming from my office, right? Stuff like that to me is like to your point of, you see like the new exciting things and you're always discovering stuff. I think live streaming is going to be the next, upriser and people upping their production quality and making live shows for specific events or whatever the case is. There's a lot of I'm trying to think, disparity. What's the word I'm trying to think? In live streaming, where there's not enough innovators and high production teams that are putting together stuff. You know what I mean? Like the Critical Role that blew up not too long ago. I mean, people can objectively say like one of the reasons I personally think is why is because of the production value of the show, right? Not only the actors, I mean the personalities that go with it's one thing, but like when you watch it, it's very well presented. It's nothing like the other stuff that's like currently going on where people, stream from like their bedroom or whatever. And I get that's like that's an aesthetic where people can like relate to the person that's like, streaming with a 320p camera playing like Minecraft, where their volume is blowing up speakers, but I think the next movement's going to be there, because right now on YouTube, if you're the guy with the like the Fraps recorder logo on screen, like shoddy microphone, doing a tutorial on like RuneScape, like there's not very much room for you to be the next like thing, right? Whereas 10 years ago, like you could have been really shitty, but everyone was shitty back then. Right? Nowadays, like, if we're not doing production like this, like what are we even doing on YouTube? So
do you feel like it's the only thing that I struggle with in regards to like committing wholeheartedly to the streaming thing is like there's something about the YouTube platform where, as far as people out in the world being the accessibility of that, like you can find someone who, to this day, the average person who knows what a YouTube video is versus what Twitch is, right? It's completely different worlds, right? And you can make a video like Spice Gauntlet that like you could tell your mom about, and she could send it to her mom's friends, and it's accessible in a way that anyone can play a video. Whereas like you could do the most mind-blowing live stream, but it's kind of like if you don't see it in that moment, then you're trying to show like a VOD to somebody or like a stream cut down, and they're like, what am I watching? And you have to be like, you have to contextualize it, right? You're like, well, it was a live event. All these people were watching. It was really crazy energy, but it's like the aftermath of it can never really fully convey that. And that's the only thing I think is, and it'll be a culture thing, I guess, but that's the trade-off for me on stuff where it's like a good YouTube video, like even if it's something as simple as like Spice Gauntlet, it's like sometimes that shareability, people get it. People come up to you at Target because, no matter where you live, you can watch a YouTube video the same way. You didn't have to be like awake at 2 a.m. trying to watch, the end of your RP session or something. It's like it's hard to access that.
No, I noticed that people that will like watch the live streaming stuff, typically like, and anyone, is just like as a form of like audio filler, where they're doing something and it's on, you know what I mean? They're playing a game, it's on, and that's kind of how that's even like how YouTube used to work back in the day too. People would be playing games and have their like video of their favorite person. It's like that obviously that exists, and there's I don't think there's any way around that, but to the point of like, when you have someone like Ninja who's playing with Drake and it's Fortnite and people are tuning in to see that, like granted they don't need to see the highlights, moments, their best games or whatever, you just get the idea like, oh, this is a cool thing or whatever, like this is weird, I want to watch this. When celebrities do live streams, you're just going to tune in for a little bit, like Soulja Boy when he's popping on Twitch, people are going to be like, what's this? And then highlights will go later on YouTube, I assume. I think Twitch is trying to like find ways to like have videos be like, I think they're experimenting with like making highlights a thing, on people's pages and videos so people can watch the videos. So maybe they'll find a way to like, hey, your editor can like take your stream and make it into a video. People can just watch that. You know what I mean?
Maybe TwitchCon this year, they'll keep leaning in on that because it seemed like they were at least.
But you're right. Like people all over the world probably don't know what a streaming service is, as opposed to versus a YouTube video.
Right.
But it was just like that again. Like 10 years ago, people didn't know what was a YouTuber 10 years ago. What do you mean you make YouTube? You work for YouTube? You work at YouTube up in? No. I don't work for YouTube. I make machinimas, and that's a whole different topic. But we're making some progress though. Yeah. The other night, my internet went down. It was really bad, and of course, it was Spectrum, for always. Yeah. But I was streaming, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just call to see what they'll say. Maybe there's an outage, I can figure this out. And the technician that I got him pretty quickly. I was surprised. But he was talking to me, and he's like, okay, like, what do you have? Do you have a router? Like, how do you have this set up? And I was like, yeah, I got 2 computers. They're both Ethernet, blah, 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 blah. One is currently uploading, though, because I was streaming. I was like, one's uploading, so I can't mess with that. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, all right, we have to, like, stop everything to test this stuff out. So are you streaming right now? Is that what you're doing? And I was like, yes. How did you know? Like, are you watching or something? You watching? I was like, yes, I am live streaming right now. He was like, yeah. Is that something we can pause so we can test the internet? Like, can we stop that so we can do the? I'm like, all right, guys. Well, hey, if I get a guy on here that knows what the fuck I'm even doing in the first place, I will stop the stream to figure it out. Because usually it's like, unplug your router and plug it back in. But
yeah, it's true.
I don't know, man.
Interesting.
Step in a
good sign.
right direction.
Yeah, it is a good.
You know.
Well, on that hopeful note, we'll wrap things up. Always interesting to have those conversations. Thanks again to our sponsors, you guys. Constant lights in the world of YouTube. So appreciate you, and thanks for hanging out.
Our patrons included, right?
Yeah.
They're sponsors too.
Thank you, our patrons.
Yeah. Great.
Those of you still out there, sure appreciate you. So. All right, guys. Well, get out of here before the river overflows, so we'll catch you on the next one.
See you guys.
Bye.
La Choi Kung Fu Theater.
What's this?
I bring you news.
News, huh?
In a nationwide taste test, my La Choi soy sauce beat your Kiko Man more than 2-1.
Oh, yeah? I'll show you more than 2-1. Dragon Squad tech.
It won't change a thing. People will still prefer the richer taste of La Choi. If your dragons tried it, even they'd turn against you.
Where are they going?
To try La Choi.
I'll get you for this.
Better yet, get La Choi, the soy sauce preferred more than 2-1.